Thanks also to all the Irish farmers, growers and fishermen who are producing foods of the highest possible standards. Foods and ingredients that we're using in these recipes.
Welcome back to the Medley Studio Kitchen. We have got something really exciting today. I have got the most beautiful tomahawk steak from County Wexford. This is the Dexter beef steak and it has been aged for 45 days and it's just going to be beautiful. To start with, I'm going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper, straight on like that. Now, I've had this at room temperature for about an hour. The next important thing here, we have a griddle pan, and I want this to be piping hot. So we've got a little bit of our rapeseed oil. Once again, the rapeseed oil, you can achieve much higher temperatures. I'm not going to put butter in at this stage because the butter will burn. So, how is the temperature here? The temperature is great. I'm going to put it up a little bit more and then a little bit more of our salt. Now, I'm going to cook this for 3 minutes either side. I'm going to finish it in the oven at 200 degrees for 10 minutes. And that should produce a medium rare tomahawk steak. So that's beginning to, ooh, look at that. I'm going to season with a little bit more salt and pepper. And just for those at home, I will be washing my hands, so don't worry about the hygiene. Here we go. Now, it's really important to have a lovely crust on the outside of that meat. Somewhat caramelized. Oh, gorgeous. I can even get the smell and the flavor. This is going to be just magical. So I'd say about 3 minutes, and I'm going to flip it over again. Now, that's been cooking for 4 minutes, so I'm going to flip that over. Oh my God, that is lovely, beautifully caramelized. So, the tomahawk steak is looking divine. That's been cooking for 4 minutes either side. My clothes are stinking. So just bear that in mind when you're cooking. This is going to go straight into the oven. I'm going to turn this off for 10 minutes. So again, beautiful. Now, before we put it in actually, I'm just going to finish it off here with a little bit of butter. Butter is great in everything. And finally, and it's just a little bit of additional seasoning and flavour, I'm going to put some chili peppers in there. And I'm also going to put a little bit of garlic in there as well. So just throw a little bit of garlic straight into the skillet, and then that's going to go straight into the oven for 10 minutes. Okay, the beautiful tomahawk steak has been in for 10 minutes. Out we come, and the smells are to die for. Oh my gosh. Here we go. That is just perfection. It is a piece of beauty. I'm going to let that rest for 10 minutes, and I'm going to put a little bit of tin foil over the top, and then you'll use a tea towel like so, just to keep that nicely insulated. I don't want it to go cold, and we'll come back to that after it's rested. Normally the rule of thumb is that you will rest for half the cooking time. So I've cooked it for 10 minutes. In this instance, I'll let it rest for 5, and then we're going to serve up straight away. This has been resting for 5 minutes. I can get the smell. This is going to be absolutely delicious. So remove the tea towel. Oh, remove the tin foil, and that. Do you know what? I'm picking up the garlic there as well, that little bit of hint of the chili as well. It's just absolutely to die for. Now, we have another little surprise for you. If you didn't want to do a large tomahawk steak like that, we've got a strip loin steak and we've got a rump. I would season them in exactly the same way. I would sear them, so we want a nice hard crust and somewhat caramelized, but I would finish them in the oven at a much lower amount of time, so probably about 4 to 5 minutes at 200 degrees. So I'm going to leave that over here, and that's what I'm going to have for my dinner tonight. I'm going to move this over slightly. That is going to be the raw meat board, which is moved over there, and I'm going to serve this up. So if you have one of these large wooden boards, that would be ideal. I've got a knife and I've got my tongs here. So this is just divine. So I'm going to cut into that there, and that is a thing of beauty. That is cooked to perfection. And I know that Richard, who's sitting over there behind the screens, is going to devour that for his lunch. And this is just a beautiful way of serving up this beautiful tomahawk steak. I had something very similar in Miami when about 2 years ago I was there with my friend Ben, and we sat outside and we had a 74-ounce tomahawk steak, and it was just delightful, shall we say. And what we have here, and thank you very much to Camilla, who's my head chef here in Medley. She's helped me with all the prep today. So very often, and I say it whenever I'm having a cookery demonstration, whenever I'm talking to people trying to give advice, prep as much as you can beforehand. We've got some caramelised carrots. We've got some lovely roast potatoes with some duck fat. We've got portobello mushrooms, and we've got some lovely cherry tomatoes that I've roasted off. And that, oh, we can actually finish it off with a little bit of garnish on the board as well. And that is what I call the most beautiful tomahawk steak. Thank you very much to Michael Gainfort, who is the Dexter beef farmer, and also to Ray Byrne, who's the butcher that actually delivered these up to me today, and I hope you enjoy.